Hey everyone, just got out of the gym. Oh, welcome back to my channel, by the way, Deconstructing Narcissism. I tried to make a video last time, but the memory on my phone was full, so I could not make it. Title of this video is going to be called Job Loss, Coping with Job Loss, and I don't really know, I'm sorry. It's probably going to be titled Job Loss and the Emptiness You Feel After Narcissistic Abuse. So yeah, let's go into my job, I guess, for all the people that are watching. Again, before I start this video, thank you so much for supporting my channel. The few people that do watch my channel, it means a lot to me. But yeah, I lost my good paying job, fortunately. Was late a few times, and it didn't help that my boss was an asshole as well, yelling and screaming and swearing at everyone, because when things didn't go right, that's what he would do. And it's so sad to say that I'm so numb that, like, these things barely, like, they don't, I'm so far gone, like, that these things don't really even affect me anymore. Like, I can't feel worse than I already do. I'm sorry, I don't play the victim much, but in this case, it's true. Like, it's really true. I can't feel worse than I already do. And that goes into the whole emptiness after narcissistic abuse. It's just really wonderful what these people do to you, you know, and it's like through no fault of my own. There was nothing I could have done about it. It's not like I it's not like I had free will and I could leave. Like, no, I was born with these two fucking morons. I mean, my parents are literally, if you can exclude my mom, my mom, I would closely describe to as Eileen Warren. Like, I truly believe that my mom is capable, my narcissistic mother, I truly believe if she can get away with it, she would, she's capable of murder. She would do it if she could get away with it. She's just empty. There's just nothing there with her. She'll do whatever she'll tiptoe the line of legality and do whatever she wants to abuse. Well, of course, I was the scapegoat, so I was the one who would abuse, but, like, if she could get away with it, she would. She's up there as one of the, she's one of the worst people I've ever had the displeasure of having in my life. Everything she's done has negatively affected my life. It's given me anxiety. She's ruined relationships by making shit up about people that I've gone out with. Not letting me see my exes that I had growing up, my girlfriends that I had growing up. It's just a whole variety of things, like tracking my phone like I'm some kind of fucking animal with a chip inside my skin. You know, just constantly complaining about every little thing that I did, like constantly blaming. It's just the relentless blaming me for all her problems and things, accusing me of stealing her things and lying and this and that, and being, you know, all the names in the book I was called: naive, gullible, you know, this is stupid that I want to do, that is stupid that I want to do, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you'll never make it on your own, this or that, financially stealing my money, sabotaging my education, so my options are limited as far as the money I can make, you know. But honestly, she's up there. Like, my dad is fucking, you know what, it's hard to make a comparison with both of them, because my dad tried to fucking kill me with a chair, so they're both equally as fucking horrible. But, you know, the name calling and the bullying from my dad was a lot more frequent and prevalent with him. My mom would be out working, my dad would be out working, but then, of course, he got Parkinson's, or so he says. You know, you never know with people who might have Parkinson's. It's not really diagnosable. I mean, there's symptoms and signs are there, but he could easily just be faking his illness and know my fingers shake once in a while and this and that. Like, but yeah, he's been a fucking lazy ass for like fucking 10 years now, over 10 years. He hasn't worked in like over a decade, and uses that as an excuse. You know, which I shouldn't even feel pity for my mom, because she's such a piece of fucking garbage too. But in some way I do, because fucking he's just a lazy ass, and he hasn't worked in over a decade. And you know, he uses the whole Parkinson's excuse as a reason why. But he was equally as terrible too, name calling me, bullying me at every turn. I would be sitting in the kitchen and just eating breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever the fuck, and he would walk up to me and just like get in my face, or just like whisper like creepy fucking things in my ear, or just like call me names, baby, whatever, like just gross fucking disgusting things that make you feel like this, just disgusting and dirty. You know, just such a piece of garbage. And you know, it's just, I'm really struggling to deal with the emptiness and the gaslighting and the hiding my things, all that shit that they did. Just made me, like, no matter how much I try to forget about it and deal with it, like, it's still there. And you know, you know, my situation's horrible, my apartment's horrible, you know, all the things that I have to deal with, it's just awful, you know, like, through no fault of my own, of course. The best thing they could have done for me is drop me off at a fucking fire station and have somebody else adopt me, or have another family adopt me, but no, they didn't want to do that, because their plan was to have a scapegoat, a fuck-up son, so they could feel better about themselves and not have to look in the mirror for once and accept that all their problems are their own, because Narcissistic can't do that. They have to have a scapegoat and somebody who can take the blame for all their bullshit, because they would literally crumble. Like, their whole identity is fake. It's called the false self, is what they call it. Their whole identity is false. Like, this is why they always need somebody to blame, because if they were to look at themselves in the mirror, it would just, there's no going back, because they've spent their whole lives building this false persona that they're perfect and they can do no wrong, because they're so fucked up mentally from whatever the fuck happened to them in childhood, growing up, that it would just make them like not being able to point the finger at anybody else and having to stare straight into the mirror for once. It would ruin them. It would completely fucking ruin them. They wouldn't be able to function without pointing the finger at somebody. And I'm sure last time I saw my mom, like, I shouldn't be laughing, but God, she's such a piece of shit. I remember as a kid, I used to fucking call her a witch. I was like 7 or 8 years old. I would like constantly compare her in my mind to like the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz, with the fucking green makeup face, and, you know, sending out her flying monkeys. And like, the Wizard of Oz is like textbook narcissist. Like, if people don't if you're talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, I don't really understand narcissism or anything, just tell them to watch The Wizard of Oz. Like, now that I think about it, like, I guess the reason why I like the Wizard of Oz movie so much is because it literally describes how a narcissist is to like a T. Like, the flying monkeys in the Wizard of Oz, they have to have the flying monkeys, or aka the people that do all their dirty work and cover up for them and lie about things and this and that. And, you know, you have the Wicked Witch of the West, who is, you know, pretends to help Dorothy and you know, pretends to be all concerning and this and that, but really, like, Dorothy's just this naive child who doesn't understand that she's being narcissistically abused by the witch, and like the whole movie just, wow, it's just like, it's just amazing, like growing up, like the whole movie just describes what somebody who has lived with narcissistic parents or narcissistic people for such a long time has had to deal with. And it's just like, I don't know, I just find that movie so interesting. Like I feel like that movie, I feel like in the movie, the movie is about narcissistic abuse. It just to me, it so closely resembles it. I'm kind of getting off topic here, but it just, with the whole way Dorothy's like, you know, there's no place like home, blah, blah, blah. You know, she's like living in this delusion where she thinks she's like dreaming almost, and like one day she's hoping she'll like wake up and, you know, her abuse will all just be a dream and none of it's real. Like she's just, you know, I don't know, but I just wanted to talk about just how shitty it is to have to cope with the feelings of emptiness. Like, I guess this, I know, like, the narcissist probably feels 100 times worse, and they really should. But, you know, I feel like what you're left feeling with after narcissistic abuse is kind of what the narcissist feels, or what the narcissist feels on a daily basis. And really just, it really sucks. I'm really just dealing with this chronic emptiness of no matter what I do or where I go, I can't relate with anybody. I can't find happiness in anything. I'm constantly trying to distract myself with, you know, sometimes it's alcohol, sometimes gym works sometimes, but it's not working anymore. Alcohol works, but you still feel the feelings of emptiness, and, you know, it's just like, it's just so